90% of emeralds sold today are fracture-filled. One knock against a countertop can shatter a $1,000 stone. Meanwhile, a garnet at 1/10 the price can survive decades of daily wear. The jewelry industry has spent billions convincing women that price equals durability. It doesn't. And the real difference between the gemstones worth buying and the ones worth walking away from comes down to something most jewelers never explain. Scratch a gemstone with a kitchen knife, and you learn about hardness. Drop it on a tile floor, and you discover toughness. The difference between these two ideas, plus a third called cleavage, decides whether a ring survives daily life or ends up in a repair drawer. Gemologists use the Mohs scale to rate hardness, from talc at 1 to diamond at 10. This number tells you how well a stone resists scratches from sharp objects. But a high Mohs rating does not mean a gem can handle a knock against a countertop or a sudden change in temperature. That is where toughness comes in. Toughness measures how much force a stone can take before it chips, cracks, or breaks. A diamond, for example, is the hardest mineral known, but it can still split if struck along its crystal planes. Emeralds, despite a solid Mohs score, are famous for breaking because their internal structure is filled with tiny fractures. Cleavage is the third piece of the durability puzzle. It describes how easily a crystal splits along its natural planes. Some gems, like topaz and tanzanite, have perfect cleavage, making them vulnerable to sharp impacts. Others, like garnet and spinel, lack these weak spots, so they hold up better in everyday settings. Dr. Elena Ortiz, a gem trade expert, sums it up. Hardness is about scratches. Toughness is about survival. Cleavage is the hidden flaw. Understanding this triad gives buyers a simple way to judge any stone. The smartest jewelry choices are not just about color or price. They are about how well a gemstone stands up to real life. Armed with these three terms, anyone can see past the marketing and spot the stones built to last. Garnet quietly holds its ground among colored stones. With a Mohs hardness between 6.5 and 7.5 and no cleavage planes, it resists the daily wear that damages so many gems. Tsavorite, a vivid green garnet, is hundreds of times rarer than emerald, but costs far less. Demantoid, another garnet, flashes with fire and endures years of use in rings. Antique crowns set with garnets from the 1800s still gleam, a testament to their lasting strength. Spinel's story is one of mistaken identity and overlooked value. With a Mohs rating of 8 and high toughness, Spinel was long confused for ruby in royal collections. The Black Prince's ruby in the British crown jewels is actually spinel, a fact only revealed centuries later. Spinel's lack of cleavage means it resists chipping, and its price remains low. Untreated red spinel can sell for half the price of ruby, despite matching or exceeding ruby's durability and brilliance. Moissanite began as a discovery in a meteorite crater by Henri Moissan in 1893. Today, lab-grown moissanite, silicon carbide, rates 9.25 on the Mohs scale and has no cleavage. Its fire is more than triple that of diamond, and it's far more affordable. Moissanite's toughness and brilliance make it a practical alternative for daily wear. Lab-grown diamonds have redefined value. Chemically identical to mined stones, they score a perfect 10 on the Mohs scale. Since 2015, prices have dropped over 80%. Lab diamonds offer the same durability and clarity, minus mining's ethical concerns, making them the new standard for buyers seeking lasting beauty and honest pricing. Corundum stands out as the anchor of smart jewelry choices. Sapphire and ruby, both forms of corundum, score a 9 on the Mohs scale, second only to diamond. What sets them apart is not just scratch resistance, but a toughness that shrugs off daily bumps and knocks. Jewelers have relied on corundum for centuries to create engagement rings meant to last a lifetime. The stone structure resists chipping, and while many sapphires are heat-treated to enhance color, this process is stable and permanent. Unlike oil-filled emeralds or coated pearls, a heat-treated sapphire or ruby won't fade, crack, or require maintenance down the line. With a rainbow of natural colors, from deep blue to vivid pink, corundum offers lasting beauty without the hidden risks. Topaz, often praised for its brilliant hues, brings a different profile. It matches corundum's Mohs hardness at 8, but its perfect cleavage means it's vulnerable to sharp impacts. A topaz can survive years in a pendant or earring, but in rings or bracelets, a single hard knock can split the stone cleanly in two. Smart buyers choose topaz for pieces less likely to take a hit and always ask about protective settings. Heat and irradiation treatments are common, and while they can create dazzling blues or pinks, they don't change the stone's basic cleavage risk. For daily wear jewelry, caution is the rule. Black zircon rounds out the list of unsung heroes. Not to be confused with cubic zirconia, black zircon is a natural mineral with a Mohs hardness of about 7.5. Its atomic structure gives it a strong resistance to abrasion and a deep, glassy luster prized by independent designers. Zircon is heat-stable and rarely treated, making it a favorite for those who want authenticity and low maintenance. While it isn't as tough as corundum, it outperforms more fragile stones in rings and bracelets, and its emerging popularity has led to a steady rise in boutique market demand. For buyers looking beyond the obvious, black zircon offers durability, value, and a distinctive look that stands up to real life. Pearls, prized for their soft glow and timeless reputation, are among the most vulnerable materials set into fine jewelry. Their structure is almost entirely organic, layers of calcium carbonate bound together by proteins. This makes pearls especially sensitive to everyday substances. A single drop of perfume, a dab of lotion, or even the natural oils from skin can begin to erode the thin nacre that gives pearls their luster. Laboratory tests confirm that a real pearl will visibly dissolve in vinegar within hours, and museum conservation records warn that acidic air, sweat, or even mild household cleaners can strip away years of beauty in weeks. Unlike minerals, pearls have a Mohs hardness of just 2.5 or lower, meaning the metal clasps and beads in their own settings can leave scratches. Over time, pearls exposed to daily wear lose their shine, develop pits, and may even crumble. Major museums keep historic pearl necklaces under strict humidity control, and professional care guides recommend annual restringing to prevent thread breakdown and nacre loss. Opals, celebrated for their shifting play of color, hide a different kind of fragility. Composed of amorphous silica and up to 21% water, opals are chemically unstable in dry or fluctuating environments. When an opal loses water, whether from dry air, heat, or a sudden temperature swing, it can develop a web of tiny cracks known as crazing. This process is irreversible and can destroy the stone's optical fire. Gemological studies show that even a move from a cold outdoor setting to a heated room can trigger internal fracturing. Owners have reported opal rings splitting in half after a single incident, and museum specimens stored in low humidity have been documented losing their color over decades. Unlike pearls, opals rarely undergo treatments, but their care requirements are often glossed over in sales pitches. Without protective settings or careful storage, both pearls and opals can fail in ways that no amount of marketing can prevent. Tanzanite dazzles with its blue-violet glow, but beneath the surface, the stone hides a major weakness. Almost every piece of tanzanite on the market has been heat-treated at up to 600 degrees Celsius to erase its natural brown tint. While this trade standard process creates that signature color, it does nothing to strengthen the crystal. Tanzanite's perfect cleavage means it can split cleanly with a single blow, sometimes even during setting. Its Mohs hardness of 6 to 6.5 sounds respectable, but in daily life, a dropped tanzanite ring can fracture in an instant. Stories from jewelers confirm the risk. A tanzanite pendant survives years in a box, but a ring may not last a month of regular wear. Emeralds carry an even riskier reputation. Despite a Mohs rating of 7.5 to 8, emerald is riddled with internal fractures, what gem dealers call its jardin or garden. Over 90% of emeralds are filled with oil or resin to hide these flaws. The fix is temporary. Oils can dry out, resins may yellow, and the smallest impact can send a crack racing through the stone? Real-world cases abound. A bride's emerald ring split within days, and jewelers regularly report stones chipping just from being set into a band. Museum curators quietly re-oil historic emeralds to keep them presentable for display. In the lab, the difference between hype and reality comes into sharp focus. A technician drops a tanzanite, an emerald, and a sapphire from the same height onto a steel plate. The tanzanite shatters, the emerald splinters, but the sapphire bounces and stays whole. The Mohs number on the tag tells only part of the story, when price and marketing claim a stone is forever, but a simple drop proves otherwise. The myth crumbles. Durability isn't about prestige or cost, it's about how a gem survives the real world. Today, the price tag still overshadows science at most jewelry counters, but every woman deserves stones that last beyond a single season. In a market built on myth, the smartest investment isn't rare or expensive, it's resilient. After all, beauty that endures is the only kind that truly matters.